Can I use it in the bedroom?
Yes.
Done. I'm in.
Damn! Immediately I got into a position where I shouldn't be in.
Usually what happens with rugby players, that's a better idea. They come forward, they go in the legs.
Is that how I prepare?
Yeah, that's it. That's
Excellent. So ladies and gents, welcome to today's vlog. Today we have my very good friend John here, who's a BJJ master. Not master, but you're a significant enthusiast, but a significant competitor. I've never done Brazilian Jiu Jitsu before, but we do have a lot of fans out there that are into martial arts, so you guys are gonna love this one. But John's gonna take us through some cool stuff. He's gonna show me, first and foremost, what Brazilian Jiu Jitsu actually is, because I've got no idea. In my mind, when we were prepping this, I was like, I'm just gonna take him down, because I'm like 20 kilos heavier. And then when he's down, I'm just gonna like squeeze him, I guess. I guess I'm just gonna squeeze you until you give up.
That's pretty much exactly how every role I've ever had with anyone who was ex-rugby has gone.
Yeah, it's just like, we're gonna squeeze you, right? Like it's a wrestle, right?
On the ground and squeeze.
Yeah.
It'll work, I'm sure.
So I guess, first and foremost, what got you into Brazilian Jiu Jitsu?
I was into triathlon for quite a long time and I really hated swimming.
Yeah,
we don't swim.
You don't see people of our color in the Olympics.
Don't swim
don't
very
happen.
well. So I didn't enjoy swimming, and then I got to a point where my run and my ride times were decent, but I was gonna need to start getting coached in swimming to really start to get competitive. And I got to a point where I was like, if I'm gonna put all the time and effort into learning something, I don't even really think swimming's that cool. Sorry if you're into swimming. Like I can swim, I could do the multiple kilometer swims. I just wasn't super fast, you know. So instead of doing that, I decided to learn how to strangle people. I thought that would be more fun. So then I got into jiu-jitsu and then slowly stopped doing everything else and then just kept doing jiu-jitsu.
What is Brazilian Jiu Jitsu like?
So jiu-jitsu is it's a grappling art that it kind of branched off from judo. So where judo was originally like a self-defense art that started where you could get hold of someone and put them down onto the ground, and it had some ground techniques. Jiu-jitsu basically went from when everything hits the ground and then kind of just went running. So the same kind of depth that judo has on the feet, but then it's a little bit more shallow once they get to the ground. Jiu-jitsu is the flip of that. So our standing techniques are kind of a bastardization of judo and wrestling kind of minced together, and to be honest, not really done that well. Some jiu-jitsu people might get offended by that, but it's true. Like if you go to an actual judoka or an actual like, you know, American like Greco wrestler, their technique is just so incredible compared to the limited amount of stuff that we do on the feet. But then once it gets to the ground, the entanglement that happens, basically everything that happens once a fight hits the ground besides striking, that's all jiu-jitsu. So chokes, joint locks, positional control, that's what jiu-jitsu is. So for a lot of people, it's a cool martial art to get into because there is no striking, so you don't have to worry about concussions, you don't have to worry about, you know, CTE, damage to the head, all that kind of thing. But you can go like full clip against your friends. Like you can go as hard as you want, and as long as you both have a general understanding of what's happening, injuries are actually relatively low for what it is that you're doing, right? And that's jiu-jitsu.
Can I use it in the bedroom?
Yes.
Done. I'm in. So what are we going to go through first?
So basically 3 main positions that you're going to try to get to, okay? First of all, like the king of positions, right? If you sit in front of me, this is the king, right? Hooks in, seatbelt grip here, that just means like a seatbelt, chin on your shoulder. This position here is basically like the most lethal of all of the positions in grappling. If you get to here, this is very, very bad for me and very, very good for you, okay? Second position that you're looking to get, you lay flat on your back. It's called the mount, right? This is where I'm stepped over from here and I'm on top in this position, okay? This is kind of like arguably the second most dominant position in jiu-jitsu. From here, the reason why it's slightly less is because you still have arms in play, right? So you can come this way, you can do things to me whilst I'm still attacking you, whereas when I'm on your back, there's very little that you can do to me. And then kind of the third most dominant position is called side control. This is a lot of rugby players like this position. It's where we're coming in here. I put my chest onto your chest, right? I'm coming in, and then from here, usually you would have this arm in, kind of protecting yourself. I'm here, I'm blocking, and I'm blocking the hip. And then this position here is kind of our third most dominant position when there's no striking involved. Those are the three positions we're looking to get to today. Cool?
Sick.
So if you can get your chest onto my back, if you can get your hips on top of my hips, or if you can get your chest onto my chest, that's where you want to be.
Okay.
Cool.
Wicked.
Nice.
Right.
So because Jiu Jitsu doesn't have striking, basically everything that Abby is going to be trying to do, and to be honest, rugby players are probably better at this than I am, is getting connected to the body, right? So if he can get connected to my upper body or to one of my legs, okay, and he can bring me to the ground, that is advantageous for him. He can kind of set where the match is going to take place by putting me onto the ground, and then we'll continue from there. Cool. Good. All right. This is how we start. We slap, and then we bump.
Okay. So
That means it's cool. Before and after. That means we're still friends.
Okay.
Yeah?
All right.
You okay?
Yeah.
You feel like pop?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that was.
Immediately I got into a position where I shouldn't be in.
Okay, what did I do wrong?
Didn't train for 6 years. So, what happened then, I did what's called an arm drag. I controlled you here, and I got outside of here.
Right.
Okay, once I got to here, this is very, very bad, right? Like, if someone who understands grappling gets to this position on you, I'd just say I'm sorry for whatever it is that you did, and stop from there. There's two ways to do things, okay? If you have like a big immovable force, the best thing that I can do is move around him. That's why I went this way, and then attached myself up here, everything away from all of his strongest kind of abilities. For someone your build, you can run through me. Like,
I was gonna try that and I was like, no, he's expecting this. Let me try something different.
that is what I was thinking that you were gonna do. Most rugby guys just go,
You know?
go flying this way.
I wanted to think differently, but it
It's
didn't work.
good. It's your elbow, okay.
I think so, like it hurts, but I don't know what the pop was. That went downhill fast.
All right,
So we high five, we bump.
same again.
Okay.
That's usually what happens with rugby players. That's a better idea. They come forward, they go in the legs.
For someone like me, just looking to try and go brute strength, what is a better?
What you did at first was actually clever, right? You overpowered me this way and brought me to the ground. But whilst you were focused here, you weren't thinking about my legs, and I came through and got to this position. Now, when you're here, especially if there's no striking, I'm in charge.
Right.
So you want to go posture up, like hands to my hips, get heavy, and like start to move backwards, try to pop the legs open.
Ah, right.
Then you need to get around my legs.
Yeah.
Here, okay? Because in Jiu Jitsu, these are my main weapons, especially someone who's built like me,
who's like, I'm flexible, but I'm not like super strong. From this position, I'm mainly all legs. You usually see my arms close to my body and my legs will be kind of doing everything. So when you're driving in and my legs aren't around you, it's a good idea to keep working the pin, the squash, the crush, all that kind of thing. Once my legs lock around you, you gotta back up, or the triangle's coming, which is what, like triangle or armbar is coming, because your head's forward and I'm in a really good position to start to attack. Now, in MMA, it's a little bit different because you can strike from that position.
Yeah.
So it's a bit easier in that you can make me open my guard by just random arms here, right? Because the only thing I can do here, boom, right? Try to break, control, get some posture, some distance between us, okay? To make it harder for you to strike from this position. If I just stay close and just hang here, and this is one of the complaints that you'll see with Jiu Jitsu, is people would say, oh, like just chilling in the guard isn't realistic, right? If we were fighting, I would actually be like here or somewhere where you can't like strike hard. Okay?
Yeah.
But again, grappling, that's where we're at.
The triangle hold is my favorite type of lock, so I'm happy.
Oh, really?
Then it got done to me, yeah.
Do you want to keep going and then I'll teach you, or do you want me to teach you now?
We can teach now if you want.
Yeah, cool. So I'm going to teach you how to do it. So go on your back.
Okay.
So lock your legs around my hips. Here, you're in the guard, okay? Now for the triangle choke to work, you need a 1 in, 1 out, right, situation. And what that means is one of my arms stays in, one goes out. So control my wrists here. And then all that I did was I had just figured out which one was a bit closer to me. So if this arm's a bit closer to you, you're gonna pull and push this one inside and then jump your right leg all the way over my shoulder and lock your ankles together there, okay? Now from here, you could attack the joint, but from here we just go hips up and cross this arm all the way over to this pocket here. Nice. Now what you want to do is take your left hand to your right shin. Left hand straight across, and then inside grab the shin. Now, can you see how your leg here, your calf, is going across my shoulder blades?
Yeah.
You want to open it up, and then you want to clamp it across my neck. So you need to actually put your left foot onto my right hip. Left foot onto my hip, like step on this crease of my hip here. Push your head around that way. So now you can bite on my neck. Now lock it back up. Grab my head, pull it down, pull your knees to your chest, squeeze.
That's
the triangle.
Because I'd have just seen the joint and just gone for the joint.
Yeah, which you can, but
if you're strong, I won't be able.
if you're strong, if you're intoxicated, people can resist pain.
Yeah.
So you can break someone's arm and they'll keep fighting.
Yeah.
Whereas the choke, you can't lie. You can just go to sleep.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter what happens. So especially, this is a very famous position because there's stories of women being attacked, right? It's horrible, but from this position, guy trying to come in and through, and there was a lady who was attacked this way. She did the push-pull, triangle, boom, left the guy just asleep on the front yard, called the police. They came, and by the time that they got there, you know, he'd come to, but they did the test, they found, you know, like all the DNA that he was trying to harm her and that kind of thing. But because of this position, and a lot of smaller people, more flexible people, like people like myself, or like women, are really good at playing off their back because, like you see, like it's makes sense that I'm going to end up there. So I spend a lot more time learning from that position. So yeah, for the triangle choke, that's where it happens. So it's probably like the first thing that I teach everyone, right? Is like, come this way a little bit.
We'll constantly.
So lay on your back. So one of the most common things that you see
This is my favorite position.
Someone here and just right? They're just pounding from here. And what people will often do is try to catch the punches. They'll reach, and then punches just keep coming through in this position. So this, reaching up like this, is like the worst thing that you can do when you're in this position, right? I can strike, and then two, I can collect his arms, come through, and then from here I can start to attack either one of them, right? So what he wants to do from this position, switch, is first of all, someone's on top of you and striking, you want to cover your head, right? Jiu-Jitsu doesn't work if you're unconscious. So I'm gonna rack and bring my elbows as far in front of my nose as I can. And then from here, as someone's striking, I'm gonna do my best to try to manage this damage. Now from here, I'm gonna bring my heels in close, and then I'm gonna bridge as hard as I can, as if I'm trying to throw him up and over. What I'm trying to do is get him to put his hands, post his hands onto the floor. Once his hands are on the floor, he can't strike me. So when someone's striking, I'm covered, big bridge, we'll put the hands down, okay? Now from here, I'm gonna reach up and I'm gonna control whichever arm I can, get it here, grip, and pull it straight into my chest, and I'm clamping tight. From here, my other arm, I'm gonna do my best to still protect my head so my elbow's flared. I'm gonna trap the foot on this side, okay? So I bring my foot up and over and trap his ankle. Now from here, I'm gonna do a bridge and roll. I'm gonna bridge like I'm trying to put his head onto the floor here and then roll over my shoulder and come up into this position, okay? From here, I'm straight away gonna disengage. And then from here, I'm gonna do the fastest 5K that I can do in that direction, right? There's this old Jiu Jitsu black belt, they ask him, what self-defense do you still practice the most? And he says sprints. That's the best one that I can move into. Yeah. So that's the basic escape from the mount position. That's the thing that I think that like every human being should know how to do that, because like every YouTube video of someone just getting fed is them on the bottom going, ugh. It's funny, when you first start training, people will say to you like, what's the best way to get out of the mount? They'll say, don't get mounted, right? Yeah. And you'll go, what the fuck, that doesn't help, coach. That doesn't help. I need to know how to escape from this position. Yeah. And then when you train for long enough, you're like, you go, yeah, just, you can't end up there. Yeah, yeah. If you end up there and you're both just as good as each other, you're not fighting them, like you're fighting Jiu-Jitsu, and Jiu-Jitsu works. Like we know that Jiu-Jitsu works, right? Like someone who's small and understands can strangle someone who's bigger. And when both of you know the same amount of technique and you're in the same weight division and you're the same skill level, if they get to a position that's super dominant and he manages to get me in the mount and there's a timer running, there's a good chance I'm not getting back out of that position, okay? If you're on top of me, the bridge and roll does work. Like same deal, if they're got their hands up because they're trying to get access to my neck, right? This is usually they'll be trying to choke from here. Then I can do the same thing. I can bridge, try to get hands on the mat and then start to go, okay? Now a bit of an easier position, an easier way to escape if I'm happy to keep grappling is to try to get to a position called the half guard, okay? So from here, what I would want to do is try to make his legs light. So again, I want hands to be on the mat and then I'm going to come here, okay? I can grip or just push. I'm going to lay my leg flat onto the ground, start to pummel inside of my leg. Then from here, I'm going to come across. I'm going to switch out to the other side and I'm going to come up into this position here. So I've got my ear tight to the chest and I'll try to post up onto my elbow, okay? Now from this position here, you'll see it a lot in fighting because I can protect my head in this position. And then from here, I have two basic options. My options are to try to take the back by popping my head out and coming this way, okay? And my second option is to try to sweep. So if he knows that I want to take the back, he'll bring this arm over and plug it between our bodies. So go under my right armpit here, over and in there. Blocks my path to the back. From here I'll sweep. And then from here now I'm on top. I'm in the dominant position. And then from here, we're gonna start to go again, okay? Those are like the two basic things. I'm trying to bridge and then trying to get their leg and then bridge and get the leg. And that could take me 4 or 5 minutes to get my way out of that position. But in the whole time that that's happening, he can armbar me, he can wrist lock me, he can choke from here, he can strangle, he can like, he just has infinitely more weapons than I do from that position. If I'm on the back here, this here is my choking arm, okay? Now what you gotta think is, where's the pillow? The pillow's here, all right? That means that if we go this way, what happens when you go on the pillow? Yeah. From here, this is where you go to sleep, okay? So you need to try to get your head to the ground on this side of the body, so bring your feet in, do a bridge into me and put your head on the ground here, right? Now try to turn and face me this direction, right? You need to start to peel your body into this position. Most likely what will happen is then I'll come up to the middle, right? Now I'm here. Now, you know what to do, you're gonna trap. You're gonna trap the foot. Then now we go this way. Okay, now you gotta escape the guard. You gotta push back, get through the legs. Okay? That's the path back from the back. From here, you can either go away from the pillow that way, or you can move the pillow. Go like a baseball bat grip on my wrist, punch it up and duck your head under it. Here, same deal, go that way now. Boom, turn into me, right? That's it. Then you might end up here, okay? Then we continue, all right? So wherever that pillow is, it's gotta go, right? If you end up on the pillow, that's when you're gonna fall asleep and you don't wanna be there. And then the last position, the side control, is in some ways can be the most depressing position to get out of, because if someone's good at it, it's you can feel, you might even wanna just explain what you're feeling here. So this is called the crossface, right? This is when I bring my arm underneath. I'm gonna pull you in towards me, and then if we were competing, this is how I would be doing it.
Oh God.
Do you want
What was that?
explain what just happened?
I felt like being fisted by an elephant. That's what I felt like, but in my neck. That was wildly uncomfortable.
It's really bad. Hey?
What did you do? What even did you do?
Basically, I put all 83 of my kilos onto your jugular here. In Portuguese, they call it 100 kilos, right? Because it should feel like there's 100 kilos on top of you. So when I came in here, what I did, I came underneath, then I brought my shoulder to the jugular here, okay? So the easiest way to do that was by lifting. You got big lats, this is perfect. Make a big handle, and then I pull you into me this way, okay? Now I drop down and I connect my shoulder to the artery. So now I'm pulling in and squeezing. Then the last thing that I'll do is block your hips on this side, because this is where you want to escape.
Yeah.
Then I come up onto my toes and I tripod into your neck here, okay? And that's a horrible feeling. And what does it make you want to do? It makes you want to go away from it. What's away from it? That way. What do you expose when you go that way? Right? Is me coming into this position. What you need to do in that position is the opposite of everything that you want to do. If I'm here, right, you want to come in, get underneath my neck, make a frame, start to relieve some of that pressure. Then you want to start to bring your legs in between your body and mine. If you can, grab like that half guard control what I did. Nice, okay?
Yeah.
Then from here, underhook, go underneath. Then post up onto your elbow, get your ear onto my chest. Nice, okay? Now from this position, if I'm blocking your back, really easy for you is to go under this leg, scoop, roll over. Now you're on top. Yes. Then from here, now you are in control.
Yeah.
Right? Then you're going to start to bring the pressure on. So it's.
Can you get Will into that position for me?
Right. There we go.
So I want you to feel what it felt like.
So I'm coming in underneath. I want to control. I'm going to grip your lat. All right, it's just as big as Abby's, that's cool. Then I'm pulling it in tight. And then from here, I block your hips. And then when I bring the pressure, I come to you.
Oh damn!
Right?
It's like the whole world's on top of me.
Yeah, it's silly, right? Like it's and it goes from like if you're just watching this doesn't look that different. Does it? It looks like the same thing, but.
Do you feel like you've been fisted by an elephant?
I feel like 10 elephants have fisted me.
It's probably the most soul-crushing place to be if someone knows how to use that position well.
Yeah.
You'll just be there like, and you're just, oh god. I was in the open weight division, we were white belts, this big giant guy, and I'm on the ground, I'm on the bottom of side control, and I'm pinned like this, and I can see my coach standing on the fence there, and I'm just looking at him like, help me, bro. I need help. And he just looks at me like, sorry. There's nothing you can do about this. And that man's very large, and yeah, he submitted me, and that match was over. And I walked over to the fence, and he was like, we've all been there. Let's go get something to eat. Let's get out of here. It was very upsetting. But
Start of a match.
Yeah.
What's your focus? What are you? I mean, it's going to depend adapting, right? But what are you trying to do? 'Cause
So it depends.
I'm just trying to grab you
Yeah.
and stop you from grabbing me.
It depends on if it's someone my size, same size as me, I'm going for a takedown, right? I'm gonna do whatever I can to try to get control of their legs. So often, if we're wearing kimono, it's awesome because I can redirect you, right? I can send you that way and then come up on the leg, right? And then once I get into this position here, this is awesome. Right? I'm gonna start to fly from here, okay? Even this way, we go this way, like this for me. It's gonna be everything from here will go good for me, right? If it was you, your size, and you knew just as much jiu-jitsu as me, I'm gonna try to get under you real fast. I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna go here, right? I'm gonna start to tangle you up as much as I can, right? Maybe just grab some of your joints here. I'm gonna grab them too. Try to pick this space as well away from you here and get out of here, right? So
You're mutilated.
it's very different depending on what they're doing. If I knew that you had amazing judo, this guy's a black belt in judo before he started, and I've seen that before. People don't know, and they just go up and they touch, and then they're just flying through the air. It would be like. So there's no judo going on, right? Yeah. Because for a match to start, and this kind of sucks about jiu-jitsu, you have to have a grip before you sit down. Oh, okay. They want people to do takedowns, but instead people do what I just did. You touch me and I go.
Like you've touched me.
Yeah. So there's no way that you can toss me on my head, which I wish that it wasn't that way.
the takedowns are beautiful, you know, but at the same time, like, if I was doing self-defense and you didn't have a whole bunch of friends that were around me, I'd probably do this. Like, stay away from me, I'm gonna kick you in the head, or if you come here, you're gonna get submitted, and as soon as I can, I'm gonna get up and run away. But I probably wouldn't stand in front of you, especially if you had boxing. I know nothing about striking, you know?
Yeah.
I just know try not to get struck. That's about it. But yeah, and it sucks too, because the way that Jiu Jitsu is scored, you get more points for mounting someone or getting on their back than you do for throwing someone.
Oh, wow.
Right? So people don't care about the throws.
Yeah.
I wish that even if they just weighted the throws higher for the point scoring, people would try more and it would be more exciting. That's why people watch judo and they don't watch jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Because judo's exciting. All the rules are made, like, if you're not tossing someone, you're getting penalized.
Right.
So if I make this grip and I go, I don't like that grip, I'm gonna do this grip, they go, penalty, stop. You had a grip, you got to throw with it. So I get this, I go, wah, and send you flying, or I'm just getting penalized straight away. And that's why judo is the most watched martial art.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is, because anytime that you turn on judo, you're going to see someone flying through the air.
Yeah.
You could turn on a jiu-jitsu match and you just see, looks like they're doing touch butt for like 10 minutes and you don't even know what's going on. Unless you train a lot. Like, for me, it's exciting, but for your average person, just like pajamas and cuddling, I don't get it. It's weird until you feel it. Yeah.
For obviously people that are just getting into jiu-jitsu, what would be the biggest piece of advice you'd give that person?
I reckon the best thing that you could do is any higher belt who's willing to roll with you, approach them in a calm manner. So we're friends. We didn't have to build rapport, right? Like, you can run at me and I love you. So I don't care. I know what you are as a person. I like you. So it's all cool. One thing that we'll often see with beginners, they'll come and they'll stand in front and they'll just start tugging and everything's really aggressive. And what happens is it'll get to a point where the higher belt goes, if I let this really, really strong but very unskilled person get a hold of any of my joints, they'll probably injure me, right? They won't let you work. They won't let you do anything. They'll just get on top of you, crush you immediately, submit you, go thanks, see you later, and then they'll tell the head of the school, I don't want to roll with him anymore, and I'm out of here, right? So if you go up to someone, the first grip sets the tone, right? So if you go up to someone and I bury my here, it's on, right?
Yeah.
This is a serious grip. This means we're gonna fight right now. If I just come up to you and I go like, hey man, and we slap and we bump and we go, cool, you good, I'm good, hell, no injuries, awesome, and I just kind of set a nice grip like this, they'll go, oh cool, he wants to play, and then we'll play. And they will let you work and they'll let you learn things, and then it won't just be you getting submitted a million times. It'll be, they'll let you get to the mount, they'll let you get on their back, they'll let you get to side control. They might even let you tap them if they don't care that much and go, hey, that was sick, awesome, good work. And then you'll have a nice time. Whereas, I guess it's like if you're teaching a strength and conditioning class and someone comes in acting like they know everything and they're trying to run this class and you're just like, and then they ask you for help later, you're gonna go, whatever bro. Like, whereas if they come in and they're just like, hey, I'm new, I'm trying to have fun, can you help me out? That's the equivalent of setting a soft grip on someone. That's the high belt will look after you from there. Start with a soft grip.
I love that, because I honestly came in, and we've briefly spoken before about it, but a friend of ours, Ben, who's another solid, nuggety little guy. Me and Ben wrestle all the fucking time, but we've got no idea what we're doing, so we just sort of beat each other up. And I was like, cool, well, I can take Benny on. He's a fucking heavy set guy. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Knowing obviously you had a lot more skill than Ben does. I hope he's watching this too.
And then would actually be a freak at Jiu Jitsu, man.
Yeah.
He's so flexible, he's so strong.
Yeah.
If you saw the amount of hours that I've put into this, you guys would be so much better than me. You're so much more athletic, so much more naturally gifted. Like I have like a hyper focus that's made it like my brain can handle just doing hours and hours and hours of the same thing. Yeah. But every time that the fact that it even took me a moment to stop you doing what you were doing and get back to a position and then do something, that says like a lot. Like normally someone who's untrained, it's like not even a moment of me going, how do I figure this out? It's just like, there's zero things that you can do here. So I would love it if you guys got into it.
It'd be cool. Even just doing it now, like there's cool setup and space, which I could just roll for hours. Yeah, bro. It's just so much
Especially
fun.
You get like some kind of chill hip hop, like you get like a flowing kind of something relaxed, and then just put on a playlist that goes for like an hour, and you just go.
If you need a heavy training partner, I'm here whenever you need it. We've been shooting for a while, haven't we?
10 minutes, I'd say.
Oh wow.
Beautiful, guys. That is us done for the job.
job. I'm knackered, by the way. We've been rolling around for 30 minutes and I'm fucked. John, thanks so much.
Thank you.
For your time. It's been an absolute pleasure. Guys, make sure you obviously follow John and ask him all your Brazilian Jiu Jitsu related questions, not me, because obviously you saw the performance.
No, you're a pro now.
Yeah. Oh no, you know what, ask me. You don't know anything.
How does a cage fight?
Yeah, that's right. But thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you like, subscribe, and if you want to see anything more like this and me try other martial arts or me to get the shit kicked out of me again, leave us a comment below. If you want to optimize your health, fitness, and lifestyle and learn the tools and the tricks and the knowledge to be able to sustain a healthy and fit lifestyle, then please go check out my books on my website. As a loyal subscriber, you get a cheeky little discount, so I'll see you in there.